Aloha, it's your boy Neglected Gundam, and today is a special day as we were looking at the high-grade Gouf Tiger of Asia. Now this mobile suit was a giveaway that I had done when I hit 100 subscribers. When I was making the work in progress videos, I kept the paint job a heavily guarded secret until the winner of the contest received it in the mail. And now that our winner has received it, we can go ahead and look at the paint job. And without further ado, let's get started.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.
So this mobile suit is called the Gouf Tiger of Asia. I'm going to go ahead and give a brief explanation of the giveaway that we had and then why I chose this paint job. So for anyone that watched my videos, I went ahead and said that I was going to do a giveaway when I hit 100 subscribers. So the way I chose the winner was you had to comment on my most recent videos, and then when I hit 100 subscribers, I would go to my most recent video and I would choose the top comment person. And so that person had won, and I asked him over Instagram, I said, how would you like this high-grade Gouf painted? Would you like it in the normal Gouf colors? Or would you like to pick certain colors and then I will place them on the mobile suit and go that route? And he said, no, I would like it if you were the ace and you told the engineers to paint this Gundam yourself. It took me about 2 weeks of thought to really nail down what I wanted. Originally, I was going to do an all-black paint job with red accents. And after some thought and looking on the internet, I decided that I'm not going to do that because other people have done that project, even to the degree where I was thinking I was going to put the red and the black. I mean, it was like spot on with what I wanted to do. So I said, other people have done that, I don't want to do it. So I was thinking, what is the Gouf Custom, you know? And then eventually I got to the conclusion that Gouf Custom is a hunter. I'm going to do tiger colors, and that is the birth of this concept. Now that I had the paint job in mind, I needed to go ahead and take care of some issues that the high-grade Gouf Custom has in general, and that would be taking out seam lines. There were seam lines in the shoulder armor, the shoulders under that armor, the back of the ankles, and the Gatling gun. After that work was done, I wanted to go ahead and customize this piece just a little bit, because he basically is from like the jungle. He's very ferocious, so I wanted to go ahead and give him like gold accents on his armor, and a bangle that wraps around one of his biceps. So for that, I got out my trusty pla plate. And if you wanted to see exactly how I did this in more detail, I actually have 5 work in progress videos for this high grade. So go back and watch those, and it'll go over everything in detail, including how I did all the prep work for this project, and then also the painting of it as well. Now that he is all ready for painting, I can go ahead and plan out my color scheme. For a custom piece like this, I like to plan out my colors, and an easy way for me to do that is by using these index cards. So as you can see here, I do have the different parts of the Gundam and what parts I want to paint and what color. It makes it a really easy way to do that. I like to write it down on the card because even weeks later I can look back on it and it jogs my memory of what blueprint I made up for this guy in my mind. After choosing the colors, I really think that color separation on a kit is very important, and if you get it wrong, there's something about the kit that just doesn't look right. So I made sure to have good reference pictures of the tiger for this project. The first thing I had to do was paint the entire kit in a primer of black. I took model masking tape and drew out the tiger stripes the way I wanted them to, and then went ahead and put them on the kit. Placing the yellow stripes on the black primer really helped get a feel for the spacing of the stripes. Now it's on to painting the rest of the kit. What colors are we going to use? First off, for the primer, anything that was brown or gray, I used the warm caramel and granite. Then I moved on to anything that was going to be metallic. I did canyon black. And for the orange pieces, I went with a golden sunset. The metallic pieces on the shield is gunmetal. Knees and waist armor is red-brown, and then above the piping on the waist armor is NATO brown. Anything gray you see is dark gray. The mono eye, orange chest piece, and gun barrels were all base coated in chrome silver. Gold pieces were base coated in gold leaf and followed up with clear yellow. The outside of the thruster bells were painted in Titan gold and titanium silver. The orange tiger color was made with a combination of about 95% orange, 4.5% clear red, and about 0.5% red-brown. The mono eye was brushed on with clear pink. These paints here were made for heat staining the barrels. Clear orange went over the base coat of chrome silver for the orange chest piece. Smoke was used for post shading. 100% white was used for the tiger paint job, and 100% black was used for anything pre-shading. After choosing the colors I would use on the suit, it was time to paint. I did run into a few problems, however. Some of the primer was laid on a little too thick and made these veins here, so I had to sand that down. And some of the clear colors were put on a little too thin, so it ran over the piece. I had to OxiClean those pieces and paint them again. You know what? Mistakes happen, so I wasn't even sad. I just took the time to redo the piece, and I'm happy that I did. Because of the nature of this project and how the winner stated that I was going to paint it how I would want to see this mobile suit in the battlefield, well, I didn't want to just make one that I really liked, so I made two so I could keep one. I'm glad that I made two because that meant I could experiment with something I was interested in, and that is pre-shading versus post-shading. I primed both mobile suits in the warm caramel primer, and then I went and did a pre-shade of black. I then sprayed an even coat of red-brown across all the pieces. For pre-shading, that's where I stopped. Versus post-shading, I went ahead and did the center of the pieces in red-brown again, so it made those pieces brighter. However, it did cover up the pre-shading of the black around the edges, so I went ahead and did post-shading on that with smoke. I'm really happy I did both these pieces differently because it gives me a chance to see how I want to progress in the future with my model building, and I have to say that I really like the post-shading. I think the pieces came out a little more dynamic. In the center it's a little brighter, and then on the edges it's a little bit darker. So I think this project helped me find a clear winner in that regard. The most important aspect of this kit is going to be blending. So how did I get the orange to blend in with the white? So I laid the white down in the spots that I wanted, but I extended it past where I wanted it. And that gave me the opportunity to wrap the orange around it. In the center of the pieces I was able to heavily concentrate the orange. However, when I was getting closer to the white, I did progressively lighter passes, and then even in the white there, I was able to blend it with a very light pass of orange. When it comes to panel lining, you really have to follow the rules. So with my darker pieces like the gray, the gunmetal, and the brown, I went ahead and panel lined that in black. Because of the blending on this kit from orange to white, I do know that those pieces have to be panel lined in two separate colors. The orange needs a brown, and the white needs a light gray. For a majority of this kit, I went ahead and used panel line markers and the Sakura markers as well. After I got done with panel lining, I hit the entire coat with matte top coat, and then I did all the metallic pieces in a gloss top coat. One thing that I like about painting your kits is that it makes the joints tight. And because of that, this Gouf Tiger has no complications holding up his Gatling gun. Just make sure to mask the joints that do rub together, and then don't paint the poly caps. You don't want the kit to be too tight. To combat that, I masked off the ball joints that go into the shoulders. That way only the outside was painted, but the inside where it touches the poly cap, that plastic is bare. You can see these notches here that are supposed to hold this gun up on the unpainted kit. However, because it's a little bit tighter now, I don't have to worry about that. One of my favorite things about the Gouf Custom is that the weapons are absolutely iconic and menacing. One of the things that I wanted to make sure when I painted this weapon was that the colors were separated in an appropriate way. I gave the gold a lot of thought. Now with these points here, that's where the blade contacted the shield. I went ahead and sanded those down so you could put the sword inside the shield very easily. So you can insert the sword into the shield without the sword getting scratched. It's not a tight fit, so if you turn the shield upside down, the sword will fall out. I did paint the sword in a primer of black, and then I foreshaded around the edges in the gunmetal, and painted the handle in the red-brown. I don't like to put the unfired end of the heat rod into the arm, because it's a tight fit. Last but not least, we do have the heat rod that is firing, and you can go ahead and put that on his arm without any complications. And this adds a really cool effect to the kit. For those of you wondering how I sent this mobile suit through the mail, I went ahead and put it in foam. Now the only difference between this footage you're seeing and what I did in real life was I cut out a section for a flash drive that had all the finalized pictures on it and a message to the winner. I went ahead and put that in the box as well. So what are my final thoughts on this kit? I gotta tell you, I love this kit. It came out exactly how I had it in my mind. I couldn't be happier with the tiger paint job, and it's cool. After I posted some pictures of this suit on Facebook, I found out through the Asian community that Gouf means tiger in China, and I had no idea about that before I did this. I just figured, what is the Gouf Custom? Well, he's a hunter. So I thought that was a really neat coincidence here. As far as the plastic model of the high-grade Gouf Custom goes, it is a little bit older and it does show its age, so you're going to have to give it a little bit of love, and you might want to take some seam lines out if you paint it. And if you do, it should make the kit tighter as well, so that's a plus. Overall, it's not a bad kit. I love the high-grade Gouf Custom. It's so much better than the master grade. So speaking of the master grade, well, I want to tell you what's coming next on my channel. So I actually have 3 master grades in the works right now. I have one Easy 8 and one master grade Gouf Custom, and they will be heavily damaged and fighting each other in the final scene. And then also I have one Gouf 2.0, and he will have the conversion resin kit for the Gouf Custom on him. So it seems like I have my work cut out for me. Now I just want to say thank you for watching this video today. If you like this content, go ahead and press that button. If you have a comment about it or a question, I will answer you back. And then also, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that because we have a lot of builds to go in the future. And until next time, I hope you don't feel that neglected now.